Zoom interview tips. So now that almost everything is online, I know a lot of you are having interviews online, and this video is actually the 4th video in a series of how to have successful interview online. If you haven't watched those videos, go back and watch those first and then come back to this video, because all of these 4 videos combined are going to give you such powerful keys that you need that you're not going to find anywhere else really, on how to have the most memorable first impressions, how to get through the HR interview, how to really impress your potential boss. And now this video is about how to have an amazing Zoom interview with just a few basic skills that I'm going to teach you right now. So let's get into it. By the way, my name is Muna, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you can consider doing that now so you don't miss next week's video. Okay, so the first thing you want to consider for Zoom interviews is basic video etiquette. Now, a few things go into this. So the first thing you want to look at is your background. Okay, you can see my background is very plain. There is something there, but it's not enough to distract you. You can either keep it plain or you can keep it representative of yourself, but in a very simple and clean way. So you don't want 100 pictures of your family. You don't want, a lot of trinkets and things that are distracting. If you want to put a book or two that represent you, maybe it's relevant to the position that you are applying for, that would be smart. If you want to put your accomplishments or your degrees on the wall behind you, again, relevant to the position you're applying for, that would be smart. But generally, you want to keep it clean and sophisticated. And if you are going to put anything in the background, make sure it is relevant. A couple other things you need to keep in mind: lighting. Don't jump on this call. In fact, don't jump on this call. There should be no jumping. You need to be well prepared for this call. Make sure the lighting is great. Not just okay, it needs to be great. Don't let the light come in from behind. Don't let the light shine on your face. If you have a dark room, you need to get some type of light that is going to portray you in a good way. There's 100 videos about lighting. Find one, figure it out, use the resources you have at your home, make it work. Lighting is important. Other basic things that you need to keep in mind: make sure the camera is eye level. If you use 2 screens, don't ever look at the opposite screen and tell this person, no, I'm talking to you. Don't do that. Another basic aspect: if you are applying for a work from home position, this is critical. If you have kids, do not, under any circumstances, let your kids come in for the interview. Now, this is very important, and I know if you have kids, I have kids, I understand it's really hard sometimes. If they're home, even if you have somebody watching them, sometimes things happen, they're gonna jump in the room, right? However you can do it safely, don't allow them to come in just for the interview. Why? If you're applying for a work from home position, your employer needs to see that you can work from home in a way where you're not going to be constantly disrupted, that you have some type of organization at home, that you are going to be productive at home, that even though you have kids, it's not really going to affect your work life that much. And it doesn't matter if you tell them that, oh, it's fine because I'm organized. Words are much less persuasive than what they see. So if I'm telling you that I'm organized, but my background is super messy, it doesn't fit. If I tell you that, yes, I have kids, but I have a nanny and they're well behaved, and if I ask them not to come in, it's fine, and then all of a sudden they come in, doesn't fit. So just for the interview, make sure that the kids don't come in. Tip number 2, if you get nervous, like most people do, because you are human, being on a video call is so amazing because you can hide your nervousness. And here's how. In this video and in your online video, they'll only be able to see you from the neck up, or the top half of your body, let's say. Now, if you get nervous, which it's fine if you do, the benefit of having a video call is that you can hide your nervousness, because think about what you do when you get nervous. Now, okay, a lot of people stutter. You might say like, or you might fumble your words. There are other solutions to that, which I can do a whole other video on, but the simplest way to get around that right now is to just speak a little bit slower, not so slow that the person gets tired. But if you feel yourself getting nervous, just slow down your speech until your confidence gets up there again. Now, in the meantime, how do you get rid of your nervousness? When you're nervous, what usually happens, think about this or comment below. You usually do something with your hands, right? Or your feet, right? You might shake your leg or move your feet around or kind of move around in your seat, right? And you might not even notice this because it's a natural reflex of the body. But if you're on a video call, if you're doing an interview online, the benefit that you have is that you can hide it. So all you need to do is if you feel yourself getting nervous, grab your hands, put them below the camera. I'm just going to show you now. Just squeeze them, because this is going to release that tension that's making you nervous. What you need to do to relax is to get rid of that tension. And here's a really easy way to do that while you're in the middle of an interview. So right now, I'm actually squeezing my hands and you have no idea. And I'm getting more and more confident every single time. The third tip for online interviews or Zoom interviews is to mirror gestures. So if the person on the other side of that video call is doing this, then you want to try to do this as well. If they have a pen in their hand, pick up a pen. If they lean back in their chair, lean back. Mirroring is very, very powerful. It is a persuasion technique that I teach in a lot of my courses, and you can find it mentioned in a lot of my other videos in more depth. But for the purposes of an online interview, it will definitely help you establish rapport with your potential boss, which is very important. And the fourth tip, and arguably the most critical, is this. You need to share a presentation. Now, you might be confused about this, right? Because you are being interviewed for a position. Why would you be sharing a presentation? Here's why. Do you think that any other candidates that they have interviewed before you have opened up a screen share and shared something visual? You think they did that? Probably not, right? So when you do that, how different does that make you? How memorable does that make you? Do you think that maybe your potential boss is going to think, wow, this person is really proactive. They are on top of it. They put together a presentation for me before I even asked for it. They are way ahead of the game. Do you think they might want somebody like that working in their organization from home, being proactive and ahead of the game? Yep. So if you're thinking, what should you put on the presentation? You can put your accomplishments in bullet points. You can put companies that you've worked for previously. The logos of those companies would be the best thing to show, not paragraphs. Don't make the mistake of putting too many words on any visual, literally ever. That's a huge mistake. Anything that really demonstrates what it is that you're telling your potential boss and that is relevant to the conversation, even if it's just 2 or 3 slides, that would actually be perfect. But just the fact that you were able to quickly pull up a screen share with ease, don't make it complicated. Make sure you practice this before, that a screen share is a piece of cake for you. And let it visually reestablish what it is that you're telling them. You will definitely, probably most likely get that job. If these tips were helpful to you, please share this video with somebody else that is about to get into a series of online interviews. And these videos are done free by me every single week. In order to keep them free, please subscribe and share this video or one of my other videos with somebody that you think it will help. I'll see you next week.